Breaking news Leafs has just been revealed, taking everyone by surprise. Our journalists have managed to obtain this valuable information. However, before we discuss the details of the news, I kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel, aiming to soon surpass the number of subscribers of Canadians. With everyone's cooperation, we aim to become the leading news channel. The Toronto Maple Leafs have a golden opportunity to surprise the NHL when they decide to promote one of their most recent acquisitions. One particular addition has largely gone unnoticed, but it could potentially bolster the Toronto Maple Leafs when the right moment arises. The reason for this optimism is that the organization has secured the services of the brother of one of the NHL's premier players. In mid-July, the Toronto Marlies unveiled 6 new signings, each of whom signed one-year AHL contracts. We momentarily interrupt the news to share a crucial announcement. We want to emphasize that if you want to continue receiving the latest updates through YouTube recommendations, it is of utmost importance that you leave your like on this video. Thank you in advance. We will now return to the ongoing news. These signings brought aboard forwards Jackson Berezowski, Neil Shea, Tate Singleton, Tyler Weiss, along with defenseman Nolan Dillingham. Additionally, they welcomed Brock Caufield, the older brother of Cole Caufield. The parallels between the Caufield brothers are difficult to overlook, and hockey enthusiasts eagerly await their performances as the season unfolds. Some may liken their situation to that of Leafs forward Nick Robertson and his superstar brother, Jason Robertson. The name Caufield has become synonymous with talent ever since Cole burst onto the NHL scene. The Montreal Canadiens standout forward is establishing himself as a prolific goal scorer, having already netted 53 goals in 123 NHL games, in addition to 31 assists, all statistics via Elite Prospect. While 24-year-old Brock is not anticipated to reach the same heights as his younger sibling, there's no denying his skill and potential. This marks his inaugural opportunity to compete in professional hockey. Before joining the Marlies, Caufield pursued his education, attending the University of Wisconsin and playing for their NCAA team in the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers. This period was instrumental in Caufield's development and leadership growth. He spent 5 seasons with the Badgers, appearing in 172 games, amassing 33 goals and 41 assists, and serving as the team's assistant captain during one season. Standing at 5 feet 9 inches and weighing 181 pounds, Caufield may not possess imposing physical attributes, but he relies on his exceptional skating and stick-handling skills to excel on the ice. So far, he's demonstrated his capabilities and even played a pivotal role in helping Wisconsin secure the NCAA B1G regular season championship. Caufield, hailing from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, displayed his hockey prowess from an early age. During his final season with Stevens Point Area High School, he was a dominant force, recording 24 goals and 30 assists for a total of 54 points in 23 games. Subsequently, Caufield joined the Green Bay Gamblers in the USHL, where he continued to impress. In his second and final year with the club, he amassed 40 points, including 18 goals and 22 assists, in 60 games. Expectations for Caufield's debut season with the Marlies are modest. He is not joining the team as a star, and there are no indications that the organization views him as such. Nevertheless, everyone recognizes that if Caufield can harness his full potential and reach his peak performance, he is destined for greater accomplishments in the future. What's up, fans? How are you interpreting this news? Do you feel in agreement or do you have a dissenting perspective? Leave your analysis in the comments area. This feedback is of great importance for our beloved team to understand your opinion. Stay tuned, as I will be back with more information at any moment.